Hey folks, just want to give you a quick update on the wood stove and how that process is going, having some good wood to burn. One of the things that I did is go ahead and kind of encircle the end of the stove with some 8-inch block and made a little, I guess like a kiln kind of situation here where I could stack some of this wood that's not quite dry. It's been cut now like 4 or 5 weeks, something like that, and speed up the process of getting it dry. And what I do at night now is when I put my good seasoned oak in there that I had to go buy, I won't have that problem next year because I know I'll cut some ahead of time, but put a little bit of oak in there and then try to mix some of this stuff in, and I can tell when it's getting dry. You can pick it up, you can hear the way it sounds, you can look at the top and see the cracks that are coming in it, and that's a pretty good sign that it's drying out. The poplar is going to dry out faster, the oak and maple a little bit slower. Maple actually faster than the oak. And it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this barrel is still pretty warm, showing about 450, something like that. So there's still some pretty hot coals in there. It's taken me a while to learn how to run this thing. Not ever running a furnace before, or a wood stove, I should say. It does get hot. I have seen that thing on a few occasions now actually pegged at over 900 degrees, and that is a tremendous amount of heat being put out. And I needed it this morning when it was, I think I got up at 3 o'clock and it was 19, and it was like 49 degrees in here, and I've been trying to keep it in the 55, 65 range, somewhere in there, closer to 60. So I had to do a little bit of work to get it up, and I did. Just had to open up the damper a little bit, open this up, speed up the airflow, get some more oxygen coming in there, and build up the fire a whole lot faster. Burn the wood faster, but I really need to get the heat in here to get the temperature back up, because all the way in the back northwest corner of this greenhouse, the condensation was freezing on the plastic. And I had a situation back I think the first week of December, before I had this really good wood, and I was fighting with semi-green stuff, where the condensation actually froze all the way about halfway up from the roof to the end and down the sides. It was extremely cold in here, and that was not fun. I was dealing with a lot of smoke and everything trying to keep this stuff going, but I don't have that problem anymore. A couple of things I think I had mentioned the last time about this. I chose to use barrels that had removable lids. You can take this locking band off, pull this off right here, and get in there to clean it out. You can clean your damper off, clean this stack. And what I did is put a rope gasket in here, wood stove gasket, and a door gasket, and that sealed it up really good. Does a real good job. Something else I left off in the other video, the seed that I bought some Marglobe this year, or last year, for 2010, and they did not do so well. Those are the plants right there that's supposed to be Marglobe. They are not. So I've got 2 packs here, like 1 3/4, and to make sure that this situation doesn't happen anymore, goodbye, throw them in there and they'll be done. I won't mess with that seed anymore. They came from southern states, and apparently whoever packaged for them got them mixed up. So, I'm not saying it's Southern States' fault, just whoever their supplier was, I guess. And over here, this is where I keep the good seasoned wood. Pretty low right now. It's a nice sunny day, so what I'm going to do is open the door here shortly and fill all this stuff back up. This is my little kindling box. I just chop off some of the stuff now and then. It's nice and dry, and use that. A little dry stuff up under it, rotted stuff. And the one thing I found out using this stove, you're going to have a fair amount of ash, coal build up in it, and it's not a good idea to go and clean it out. What you clean out maybe half of it. Make sure you leave something in the bottom of it, because if you don't, it's going to be a hard time trying to get the fire back up. You got to start from scratch. If you leave those coals in there, you can take 5 or 6 pieces of that kindling and just throw on those hot coals after you stir them up a little bit. Throw them on there, shut the door. About 5 or 10 minutes, you'll hear boom. You got the fire started. Don't have to worry about using matches or my little propane torch or anything like that, and you get a fire a whole lot faster. So that's a really good idea. And the 2-inch line that runs right there, the little PVC fitting goes through and goes out to right there. That's my air intake. I've got a buddy working on, supposed to be working on a little inline fan that I can dig this up, put a U in it, and put a fan on it wired to a thermostat, so I can close off the bottom draft right here and make everything run pulling air from the outside, as opposed to sucking air from the cracks in the greenhouse and trying to pull air in to feed the fire. So hopefully he'll get that done, and that'll make this heating process a whole lot more efficient. It'll only start blowing air when the temperature goes down, and once the temperature gets up, it'll shut down and let the fire sit there for a little while, kind of like a Taylor wood stove does outside, you know, thermostatically controlled and everything. So that's about it right now. For anybody who's looking at doing one of these, wants to do a wood stove, a double barrel wood stove, I would highly recommend it. This thing puts out some heat, and if you've got an insulated building somewhere, a shop, a garage, or something like that you want to heat, this thing right here would absolutely heat it up, no problem whatsoever.